going live with the baby next to me on the floor. So if anything goes crazy or you hear any crying, that is why. Hope we can get through this. I am making this kind of a quicker one, just in case. So if you're hopping on, I can see people coming on. I just can't see your names. So let me know who is on, where you're from. And if you have any questions, there's been a delay in Restream, but I'll get to them. I'll make sure I comment on them after you guys, after I'm done with this, and I can go back and review everything going on. So last time we talked about the 3 things you need to do to really push value instead of sales, but in a way that actually gets you sales. So we talked about showing up for people when and where they need you, creating a lot of content, valuable content, I shouldn't say a lot, but very valuable content, and also becoming omnipresent. And I mentioned a workflow. And I also said I would do another video on that. So that is what I'm doing. I'm going to talk to you about our content creation workflow and how I create really valuable content, but also repurpose it. So it's like we're creating a ton of content, but it's high quality and we're reaching all the people when and where we need to be reaching them. So it kind of hits all the cylinders there. And so I'm actually going to be sharing kind of our workflow. But first, I want to talk about why you want to, create valuable content. It's for people to, know, like, and trust you. It's to position yourself as a thought leadership, and becoming omnipresent and repurposing. You do that by repurposing and showing up in a lot of spaces is to get people to see, like, oh, I see them everywhere. And again, upping that like, know, and trust factor. It also helps with sales and conversions. People need to see you at least 7 times. I've even heard up to 12 times, especially with a high price point ticket item, is that you need to be seen everywhere. There needs to be different touch points. People need to interact with you differently. And, they'll kind of cross-pollinate a little bit, but eventually these people will find you and come to you, especially if they've been following you for a while. So I want to quickly, let me switch this over to see if you can, there we go. So I want to talk about our content creation flow. Again, this is really important for showing up as an authority in your space and being omnipresent. Coming from, obviously the SEO expert side of things, this helps your SEO. This helps your website get found online. It's the fastest way. The fastest way you can do this organically. And also helps with backlinks. So, getting your content out there and getting those links back to your website, it all helps with your visibility in the end. So let me see if I can get this larger. So when creating content, you want to just not create it. I obviously I'm a digital strategist. I do not say this enough, but everything needs a strategy. You have to have a strategy. You can't just create content and throw it out there. There has to be a reason behind it. There has to be a strategy behind it. So first and foremost, I want you to think about where you want to show up. What channels do you want to be a part of? What social media platforms are you on? And how are you already talking to your consumers and finding new consumers? So this is all really important for structuring out your own content creation flow. This is ours. This is what we use for some of our clients too. Yours is probably going to look different depending on who you serve, where you serve them, and what you're offering up. So you want to make sure there is a video and a copy track. This is going to be really important because these platforms, they're changing all the time. We've just found out that Instagram is becoming more of a video platform. You have TikTok, and people just digest information differently. Some people want, to read, and some people want to listen, depending on what they're doing and where they are. So first ask yourself, where are you showing up? Where do you want to show up? Where is your target audience showing up? Write it all down. So for us, we write blog posts. And then, for us, we like to get our content out on and guest blog. I like to write thought leadership articles. And then we also reach out to our consumers and our audience via email every other week, as well as social media platforms. So, every social media platform might not make sense. If you are new, start small. I don't want to say focus just on one, because I feel like repurposing is so easy that you need to do at least a few. Yeah, you might have one that's kind of like your bread and butter that you really want to learn. But if you can repurpose it easily, why not do it? Some of this stuff literally takes an extra probably 30 seconds, especially if you're cross-pollinating between Instagram and Facebook. It's like a toggle of a button. And then I want you to ask yourself, what do you like to do? Do you like to show up on video? Do you like to write? And that's really going to essentially be the starting point of what you start with first, what content you create first. I highly recommend starting with long form. So is it going to be long form video, or is it going to be long form writing? And I do this because having all the pieces together up front is going to be a lot easier, especially if you have a team that you can pass it off to. So your team can take it, they have all the information, and from there, they're just picking the best pieces and repurposing. So if you like to do video, create a video. It could be YouTube. It can just be you recording yourself. It can be you going live. Right now, I'm going live. I have not written anything about this. I am showing up on Restream. And just being on Restream, I am showing up in Facebook. I am showing up in LinkedIn and YouTube. I also typically put my phone up here, and I will either be on TikTok live or I'll be on Instagram live. I just can't do it because I have the white noise next to the baby down there who is making noise. So you can see just right then and there, there's 4 or 5 different platforms that you can be on at once. It takes no extra time. So from there and from this, I'm going to download. I'm going to download this video and I'm going to pass it off to my team. And it's going to take 2 tracks. We're going to get one, we're going to push it down the copy side, and it's going to get either transcribed, or it's going to get to one of my content writers who is going to watch this and then create content based on what I'm saying. Then we have the video track. So we have, our video person, and I pass that off, and they're going to crop, edit, put this up as long form. So we have a YouTube live. Now they'll put, just like a YouTube standard video, and then they'll make clips for it that I can use for my TikTok, for, Facebook, for now you can do Pinterest. Pinterest has video now, or for LinkedIn. So you can, see each one has a slightly different platform. That's also why I like to go live on my computer and my phone too. It makes it a lot easier because phone is vertical and computer is horizontal. So you get both of them. This one's going to be a little bit trickier because they're going to have to crop this a lot, and this actually probably won't even really make it to the vertical platforms. But when you're working with a baby, you got to kind of just figure it out. So we have the video track that I talked about, and then you have the copy track. For us, this is what it looks like. We get the blog post up on the website. We also create a sister blog post. So the content writer gets us, they write a blog post. We do our keyword research to see what's going to get found easily online by Google. And then it's really easy to create a sister. It doesn't take a lot of brain work. So for example, if I were to do the top 5 things you need to do to become successful, well, what's the opposite of that? We like to take the opposite and say, hey, what are the 3 biggest mistakes that marketers are making these days that are, hindering their success? So we'll create that. And then that's what we blast out to and pitch for us to guest blog on. So it's very simple. You can never just copy and paste and send it off to guest bloggers. Nobody wants that. And that could hurt you. There are long form places where you can copy and paste your blog post without any penalization. I don't even know if that's a word, without getting penalized. So we will post the blog on our website, and then we will create these long form pieces a few days later. Just copy and paste them. We'll put them in LinkedIn as an article, Medium, and Reddit. There's very specific ways of how to do this and how to not get penalized. But I'm not going to get into that right now, just because of, being mindful of everyone's time. Then we take the best pieces and we create email blasts, and social posts. What that is that we'll take, the best little nugget, we'll pique our audience's interest, and then redirect them to the website, to the actual blog post for more. So this is the key part that is very strategic. Your website is the number one salesperson for you that's selling for you 24/7. You want to make sure that you are driving as much traffic as you can to your website, not just to sell, but to give value. So you take these short form, you do the long form, and that really is to get you found on Google, get you backlinks. And then you take the short form, and that's to get the traffic, more traffic over to your website. So that's going to be from your email list, your social following. If you want to run ads, you can do that. But you're getting all those people to pique their interest and get them to your website. So obviously it has to be really great content to get them off the platform and to read more about you. What happens when they're on the website? Well, again, they're on where your services are. It's your 24/7 salesperson. Like I said, they can opt into your freebie there. You can also retarget them if you have ads running. So this is awesome because certain ads, they wouldn't reach these people. But now that you're getting people from Google, you're getting people from all different types of social media platforms, and you are retargeting them wherever you're running ads. Super important to get people to your website. Super, super, super. More important than DMs, more important than anything else. And so when you're there in the blog post, a little trick that we've done is we actually create, and we have three basic categories of business, and we have 3 freebies and 3 kind of workflows and opt-ins. So whatever the piece is, at least once, if not multiple times, we will take that opt-in, the opt-in form, and not just have people click out to an opt-in form or to a landing page. That opt-in form is embedded in the actual landing page for people to opt in. This has tripled, and for some clients, 10 times the opt-ins that they were getting to the email. So you can see now that there is actually a strategy behind the content that you're creating. There is an end goal, and there is a way to easily get this in front of as many people as possible. So you might be thinking, like, I have no time for this. Well, this is if you don't, this is a really great project for a virtual assistant, for a social media manager, for a marketing coordinator, even an intern. Once you give them this flow and kind of give them the basics of the best practices of each, this is going to be turnkey. So you are just doing one video and then, or, one blog post, and then you're sending it down these tracks and getting all of this. And that can take, depending on how fast you write or take a video, it could be 5 minutes to probably an hour of your time, however often you want to do that for all of this. So again, so helpful for getting yourself out there, getting people to know, like, and trust you, upping your authority, your credibility, and getting people to opt in and become clients. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I will chat with you soon. In the meantime, I'm going to tend to my little noisy man. Thanks for bearing with me.